Now, I will give you a little nudge into the waiver wire pickups because you said
Sure.
you have a headline that leads right into it. Who is your waiver wire pickup and what is your headline?
So my waiver wire pickup and my headline is that Stephen Kwan is going on the IL, and that
Mm,
means that the call up looks like it's going to be Kyle Manzardo for the Cleveland Guardians. He's a
that's
first
your guy.
baseman, and I was really hoping this guy would make it out, onto the team from spring training, and he didn't. So whatever. I don't understand it, but I get it. Naylor's been killing it over there, anyways. But with Kwan going down, Manzardo's coming up. If you haven't been following Manzardo since his minor league season began this year, you should have because he's got 9 home runs in 23 games so far. Just absolute tank. He's killing the ball. He's hitting 303. I just don't know what playing time is going to look like, but he's a pickup in every league. I mean, size, unless it's, an 18 league, maybe you're not picking him up, 18 really small, but anything bigger than that, 10s and 12s, yeah, you should be grabbing him. He's got big time power. And the thing I like about him too is he has a very safe floor. He's got a good field to hit. Um, he could be a career 280 hitter, and I won't be shocked. I mean,
And
and
what
he's
about
got
when
good
Quan comes
power.
back? Do you is
So that's a good question. And I think it depends on how he plays, right? If he comes up and hits 300 and continues to mash, why would you send him down, right? They'll find somebody else. I don't know who that's going to be or what that's going to look like, but
maybe not
if
send him down, but does he lose playing time? Yep.
why, I mean, again, and it depends. It totally depends on how he plays, but if he's one of their hot bats, why would you, right? Versus if he pulls a Jackson Holiday and goes 0 for 30 or whatever, why keep him
We'll
up?
laugh
So
about that.
it's one of those that you pick him up because he's got such a good, safe floor, like a prospect floor, right? Nobody has a safe floor, but relative, he's got a good floor and he's got a lot more potential. So, and especially on a team that's competing and doing really well. So pick up Kyle Manzardo.
I got 2 for you. The first one's a
Sure.
weird one, but, Nolan Schanuel.
Sean Shanwell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I knew how to pronounce his name. In the last week, his on base is 455. He's got 2 home runs, only 2 RBIs because he plays for the Angels. But he's been good. He's been good. He hasn't gotten a ton of plate appearances, but as he starts to get hotter, I assume he'll get more in that Angels lineup. So a guy who's not rostered in many leagues, only like 5% rostered in Yahoo leagues, and hey, could give you something.
Yeah. Nolan, he was, I don't know if you followed him at all, but he was drafted actually last year and him and Zach Neto came up and they were, I mean, I think they've had some of the shortest time from being drafted to playing in the major leagues that we've ever seen
And Neto's
in
kind of hot
history.
too
Yeah. So
of
two
late.
guys, young guys, hopefully they're core pieces. Shanwell, though, he's not going to give you a lot of power. He's got 3 home runs. I'm expecting maybe
2 of them in the
15.
last week though. So hey, has he
Yeah.
turned the corner?
No.
Okay.
Maybe I'll double check his exit velocities, but he's a high floor, good field to hit kind of guy. He's only hitting 230, but I think it's a good call out because I think he's only going to get better. So we'll see. Nolan Shanwell, go pick him up if you got a spot.
His exit velo. Oof. He-
Is it
What
pretty
does
low?
26 mean? It's very
So
blue.
yeah, his average exit velocity is 87.3. He's in the
Yeah,
26th percentile. He doesn't barrel the
yeah.
ball up much.
That's not
But
very
he's
good.
again great plate approach with
Does not
20%
strike
chase
out.
rate.
Does
Um,
not chase. Does
yeah,
not whiff. Yeah.
he's excellent in those categories. He's got a good field to hit, but he's just not going to give you a lot of slugging or any of those kind of big power, which is again weird for a first baseman. But um, we'll take the good field to hit if you got it. If you got a big league.
I had another first baseman on here, but I took him off in the place of someone else. But give me your second waiver wire pickup if you have
I
one.
I only had the one. Just
Okay,
had
so
Kyle.
I got one for you, Michael
Mhm.
Massey. He's
Sure.
rostered right now in 2% of leagues, and in the last week for Kansas City, he's on base at a 455 clip with 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, and 4 runs scored. Another guy who this is just easy money. Ride him while he's hot. If you drop him in a week, who cares? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Find him, plug him into your lineup. He's 9 of his last 21, hitting. That's almost he's almost batting 500. So I would, and it's not like this is this is not just a recent trend because if you look at the last month, he has a 311 on base percentage. So this is not obviously the production. Most of the production has come in the last week with the 2 homers and the 7 RBIs. But hey, it's a low risk, high reward.
Yeah, and Massey was one of those guys that, especially last year, I remember people were all over him, and this year, and I think it's one of those. All the underlying stuff was like, yes, he's going to break out, and then it never like happened,
Hmm.
and so he just kind of fell into that territory, free agent, waiver wire. You pick him up for a little bit. I would pick him up too, and I think that's a good call because if he does turn a corner, this is a very valuable asset to your team, or could potentially be a very valuable, middle infield kind of guy. So, yeah, I think it's a good call out if you have the extra space. Yeah, Michael Massey could be a game changer.